Hello everyone. In this video we see Bobby Fischer's game. Bobby Fischer resigned in this game. In this game Bobby Fischer play with black pieces and Hoffman play with white pieces. This game was played in 1963 in New York. This was Blitz game. So white starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, Italian game, bishop c5, b4, evens gambit. In this gambit, white sacrifice his b pawn to create pressure on center. So black accept this pawn. Bishop takes b4, evens gambit accepted. c3, bishop a5, d4, e takes d4, pressure on c3. But white didn't take this pawn first and the castle's king side. D takes c3, queen b3. So pressure on f7. Queen f6 support this pawn to prevent bishop takes f7. e5 create pressure on queen. If Fischer take this pawn, then rook e1 comes and this knight would pin. So Fischer move his queen on g6, keep his support on f7. Knight takes c3, knight e7, preparing for castle. Bishop a3 and the black castle's king side. Rook d1, simply develop his pieces. Rook e8, knight e4, and this knight has no support. If black take this knight, then bishop takes f7 check, and after moving king, bishop g8 and the threat is checkmate. And after queen f5, to prevent this checkmate, rook can come on d3. Then white can move his knight, then create pressure on king. But Fischer didn't take this knight and continue with h6 to prevent knight g5, knight g3, bishop b6, knight h4, pressure on queen. But threat is bishop takes f7, so white deflect black's queen to create pressure on king because these two squares are covered with pawn and this diagonal is covered by bishop. Queen g5, and after moving queen, this pawn has no support. So white take this pawn, bishop takes f7 check and fork on rook. So Fischer move his king on f8 and white's final move. Knight g6 check, and after knight g6 check, black resigned here because king has no mouse and this knight is pinned. So this knight can't capture this knight on g6. So Fischer has to take this knight with his queen. Then Fischer would lose his queen. And also threat is checkmate. So after knight takes e5, cover this f7 square. But in this case, Fischer would lose his rook. Bishop takes rook, and you can see that Fischer would down in material. So after knight g6 check, Fischer resigned here.